Take a trip down memory lane to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom today is memory lane, which was originally memories lane, and it first appeared in writing. It's been used, of course, longer than that, but it first appeared in writing in the Milwaukee Daily News, which I like any idioms that have an origin in Wisconsin, since I've been a long time Wisconsin resident. Lived other places, but Wisconsin I've definitely lived the longest in. And in October of 1876, it appeared in the journal advertising a piece of music. And then again in Kansas in January of 1902, it appeared in a poem by Paul Terhune called After 20 Years, and it was about walking and talking down memory lane. What does this mean? It means, of course, that there's this imaginary, idyllic place that we can visit, only in our minds usually, where we can go on sentimental journeys into the past and relive and remember past memories, right? We go on this idyllic walk down memory lane. Now, I like this idiom. I like this idiom a lot because as humans, we are very good at remembering bad things or negative events that happen, but we're not so good at pulling in the positive memories. And one of the things I want to do, and that I do, that is kind of a secret weapon, is I keep what's called I call it an awesome file, right? A file of good stuff that's happened in my career and in my businesses. I started doing it in corporate America because I worked in environments that were not idyllic, at least not idyllic toward a woman engineer back in the day. Been around a long time, spent over a quarter century in corporate America, and had experiences that would be considered mind-blowing to many of us, but survived them all. And what I challenge you to do that. Keep a file or a folder or something when good things happen, that you have that to reference. That saved me in one of my jobs in corporate America in particular, where the environment was horrible. And I happened to be the only woman in that organization back then. And at a management level, we had a receptionist who was a woman of the same name, which saved me. But we were the only two. And it was not a positive environment for women, much less a woman manager. And then, gall darn it, I had a baby. And that was like the worst thing I could have possibly done, was gotten pregnant. Anyway, long story short, I developed and started keeping a file of all the good things that happened. And I'd done it a little bit in my previous jobs, but that one, it became a tool that I had to refer to when I was having a particularly bad experience or day. So my challenge to you today is to think about your favorite business memory, and then share your favorite business memory in the comments below. And I'm going to share one of my favorite business memories, because when you think about it and you look at it, and when I tell the story quickly, you're going to be like, really? That's one of your favorite business memories? And then I'll tell you why it is and why it actually went in my awesome file. In 2010, I had a sudden cardiac arrest. There was a lot going on in my life. One of my businesses was suing the municipality that we lived and worked in, because they were trying to shut that business down. And it was a neighboring business who didn't like any competition and decided that we were the devil. Long story short, the suing, a couple other things that were going on in my life. I had a sudden cardiac arrest when I walked out of a city council meeting and literally dropped dead in the business in question on my way to my other business. And when I woke up from that, a little bit after, one of the neighbors of that business wanted to have a meeting with me and my husband and our business partner and the city council member for our area. And so it was like the first meeting that I agreed to go to that didn't have something to do with my businesses personally. I mean, it did, but didn't. And I agreed to go to this. So I go to this meeting. Basically, this woman, who shall remain nameless, and her husband decided that we should build a barrier wall between they had a home downtown, and our business. And listened for about 20 minutes. And then I looked at my city council member. I looked at my now ex-husband and my partner. I just gave them a look and I walked out of this meeting. Now, never in my years prior to this, and I'd been in business for, almost 25, 30 years by then, probably, because I started my first business when I was 13. I never really walked out of a meeting without saying anything. But following the sudden cardiac arrest and listening to the ridiculous demands and entitlement from people that were just being outrageous, I couldn't take it. And I was like, I'm not going to take on other people's problems and beliefs and stress. And I just walked out. And I actually amazed myself because I walked back over to my business, went into my office, sat down, took a deep breath, and I just said, wow. And I learned that we don't have to put ourselves in situations that are ridiculous and ludicrous and really have nothing to do with us if we don't want to. And that empowered me to say no to a whole lot more things than I had ever said no to in my past. So that is one of my favorite business memories, which is kind of funny. I laugh. And why do I love it? Because it makes me feel good and empowered, and I smile every time I think about it, because I learned that it's all about keeping our personal power, keeping our integrity, doing what we know is right, no matter what other people are saying and doing around us, right? And especially when they're just being ridiculous. And it happens in business a lot. The longer you've been in business, the more you'll see, and the more you're just amazed about how other people treat themselves and how they try to treat you. All right, so share your favorite business memory or one of your favorite business memories in the comments below, and take a little walk down memory lane today. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with another interesting business-related idiom. Might not be business-related when I start out, but it will be by the time we're done. Have a great day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.